It's Aisha, and welcome to Sex and Mentality, a new show that will be premiering on the Mental Wealth Lifestyle channel. I'm excited. We're going to be having several different topics every week coming from you live on the channel. Our first discussion today, we'll be talking about communication and how that looks about versus men and women and relationships. So first, I would like to welcome my guest today, D'Amber. How are you, D'Amber?
Hi, I'm good.
Good. So when you think about communication, how did that stand out for you?
Um, Communication to me is like really important.
Mm-hmm.
So even if it's in a romantic relationship or a job relationship or just family in general, communication is always key.
It is, especially when you think about it in, if we start off by thinking about it in a friendship type way, because before every relationship start, it has to be friendship. So when you think about communication within a friendship, I think it's good to when you be able to express your wants and needs. Do you find that hard to do, like in a friend status?
Um, Personally, yes, because I have friends from different walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
So what one set of friends may accept, another set of friends won't accept. So to me, it's always about judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the big thing with a lot of people with communication is the fear of what the other person or the other people are going to think.
Yeah, because sometimes when you think about how your friends is going to react to what you say, what you do, it kind of sets you up thinking, well, what if they don't agree with me? Or what if things don't go my way? And people have to understand that communication works both ways,
Right.
even in the friendship. But how do you feel about the importance of it when it's in a relationship status?
Oh, it's very important. If you don't have communication, I don't feel like your relationship is going to work at all.
Yeah, exactly. And that had to be from the gate, like from day one.
Yeah.
From the talking to the dating to I don't even know if courting still exists. And so
In some cases.
in some cases, I don't know. And then on to marriage or whatever. But communication has to start off from the very beginning.
Right.
Because if you don't, then how are you going to be able to talk with your person?
Right.
How are you going to be able to communicate back and forward? How do you feel when it comes to expressing your needs to your partner?
That's another thing with communication. So it's kind of hard. So for me personally, within the last 2.5 years, my communication has gotten better.
Yeah.
So I had to learn from the past of me not speaking up, me accepting certain things, me holding stuff in until I blow up. It's like, no, you need to speak on it. You need to communicate about it. And communicating your wants and needs to your partner can be difficult because you don't know how they're going to take it. So, and it depends on how you deliver it.
Yeah.
Not everybody has the correct tone. So,
okay, can we take a drink on the correct tone? Okay, let's do that. Because some people, when we're talking about the different ways people like tone wise, for example, I'm a big thing about don't talk to me any kind of way.
mm-hmm.
I'm a big advocate. Like, if you raise your voice, I'm going to raise my voice. If you have an attitude, I'm going to have an attitude. And so that's a problem for me with tone because I don't have y'all see this? I don't got no poker face. And so everything I feel is going to come out on my face.
Sure.
So literally, I probably done cursed you out 20 times just by looking at my face. Yeah. So like one time I was talking to this guy and I'm a big thing on communicating. And we was in the dating stage. And I asked him like, well, how do you feel about just kids? Because I am a single mom. How do you feel about kids? Do you want to have more kids? Because I like to tell people, if you want to have more kids, God didn't create me for you. Okay? God didn't create me for you. Just want to let you people know that if you want to have more kids. So we was talking. So he said to me, well, yeah, I do want to have more kids. So before I can say, well, maybe this ain't gonna work. Yeah, this dude was 52.
Oh yeah, no. It was over with for that.
What you popping out? What you popping out at 52? You won't set me up, Satan. 52? We not having a boy. 52? No, 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 no. So my way of communicating with them was I'm honest with people like, well, you know what? I have 3. I don't want to have any more kids. I'm unable to have any more kids. So I'm respectful to know that if you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. Do y'all know he proceeded to still want to talk to me? What more can we talk about? Because there's no kid. Disclaimer, if I have another baby, y'all better get money off of me. Y'all better make some money off of me if I have another one. So in that example, like I communicated to you, I told you what I'm not gonna do, but you still wanna proceed. No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
That's setting a boundary.
The boundaries. We're not gonna do that. Because what we're not gonna do is be a year or 2 in a relationship and you like, why we handle babies? My dude, 2 years ago I told you we wasn't gonna have no babies. So communication is like a really, really. Do you have something? I know you got a story.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago, me and my son's father, we did not communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So exactly like you said, it's the way you talk.
Right.
So he will come out strong with me, and then I'm coming out strong with him. He will say something under the belt, and then here I go saying something under the belt. Because I was and kind of still a little petty, tit for tat. So
I'm like, Team Petty, come on over.
And I'm a Leo, so
yes,
you try to come for me.
We come in
it's a whole problem right there. But I had to learn like that's not okay.
Right. Right.
But what made it worse is I used to hold stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
So when he would say something to me, I would just hold it in until I got angry. Mm-hmm. And everything built up. And then just do some reckless stuff. Mm-hmm. Stuff
That's the windows of the car. We'll talk about it.
With your clothes, you know.
Oh, that's like some waiting to exhale type stuff. Oh, okay. Okay.
So communication is important.
Sex and mentality do not reserve the rights to be responsible of windows getting busted out of cars. Let's put that out here. But I mean, that just comes with it. Like, the biggest thing for me is because we're not kids anymore. You know, we're like grown women in our master's program with a house, with children. Come on, snap, 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 snaps. And we ain't got time for no foolishness
at all.
No foolishness. So from the gate, I need to tell you what I want, what I desire, and then you need to tell me too. So I can tell you if that's not going to happen.
But a lot of people aren't comfortable with it.
That's true too.
They're not comfortable with it. Because to me, I feel like it's what they are afraid that somebody else is going to perceive them as. So they're not comfortable with expressing their wants and their needs. And then they get into a relationship and it's 2 years down the line.
Right.
You should have said that from day one. We could have wasted time.
At what's the stages, Damber?
I don't know. It's been so long.
Girl, what's the stages?
It's been so long.
It made me roll my eyes. I think so we talking about the talking, like, hey boo, I see you.
I guess that's court.
The court still exists
to some people.
To some people, court and some men do. You're supposed to court after dating.
But they don't know the definition of courting. Because their fathers probably didn't court, and then the grandfathers are probably not here, so they don't know.
Papa was a Rolling Stone.
They don't know.
From my understanding, because it's been too long. My understanding, courting is when you are exclusive to that person. You're no longer talking to nobody. Y'all getting to know each other now exclusively. And then y'all working on more future stuff. Because during the friend stage, you're still single. You're still open to talking to other people.
Yeah.
You may be dating multiple people. But when y'all two say, hey, it's just me and you, and we're going to do this dating thing, we're going to learn each other and move on. That's what I believe courting is.
Dating exclusively.
Dating exclusively is what courting is. And getting to know that person to move on to whatever this stage is. Because at our age, the next stage is fiance and husband.
Right, because there's no forever girlfriends. No forever boyfriend.
No forever girlfriend and boyfriend. I can do that by myself.
Exactly.
So we're moving through these stages. So when it comes to, let's talk about forgiveness. Oh, girl. That's the hard thing for me.
And I used to be like, well, it depends on what they did. I'm just like, you can't look at it that way.
No, because, of course, everybody tell you the cliche, forgiveness is not for them. It's for you. You don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that after what they did. But you have to forgive them. Of course, you have to. But that's a process. That's not like overnight. That's like, don't talk to me for about 20 years, my dude. And then we pick this up later.
Right. And with forgiveness, you have to learn how to forgive.
Right.
So if you're not giving yourself grace, if you're not giving yourself time to even forgive yourself, because you can't forgive yourself, you can't forgive nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work.
It don't. And so, like, I learned because, everybody know I'm an advocate for special needs and autism because I have a 8-year that, have autism. And I had to work on forgiving myself because I blamed myself for a very long time on the reason on why she was autistic. So, like, how can I get in a relationship and work say, okay, I'm going to be with you, but I haven't worked on forgiving myself? It's not going to work. Or how can I go in a relationship? I'm still mad at this past dude. And then I'm supposed to jump in another relationship. And now all my bitterness comes to you.
And it's not fair because I've done that before as far as not forgiving and then trying to move on too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like the same cycle over and over to a point where I had to stop. Like I literally had to be like, Denver, you're not going to date. You're not going to talk to nobody. You're going to take time for yourself. You can have fun.
Right.
You need to work on yourself. You need to heal. You need to forgive yourself and move on from what happened in the past. Because if God happens to bless you with somebody, you don't want to take the past stuff on into that relationship.
Right. And that's what happens. That's what happens. Mm-hmm. And then you wondering, girl, and then you wondering why you in a new relationship and everything happening. And you
the same way.
The same, like
and
us.
You attract the same.
Girl, talk about them soul ties.
You're not healing. You're not healing.
Right.
You're going to attract the same type of person. It's like lesson after lesson after lesson. And God is like, look, I done brought you out of this one. You ain't do what you're supposed to do, so I'm going to bring you another one. Mm-hmm. Oh, you ain't do that again? All right, I'm going to bring you another. It gets worse and worse and worse.
And then whatever that trait is in you that you haven't worked out, the next man will spot it.
Oh, yeah.
He hones in on that. Mm-hmm. And you wondering why you getting cheated on again. Why you being done wrong. Or in another thing, why you might be getting abused again. Because like spirits attract each other. So if you haven't healed, and the first man who come to say, damn, you pretty girl. And you're going to fall for it. Say Aisha, you pretty. Say Aisha, you pretty.
Aisha,
girl, I know. Thank you. I walk in confidence. And it's not being conceited because I used to have low self-esteem when I was younger. I used to think negative thoughts about myself, especially being a curvy woman.
It's hard.
It's hard.
Especially in society.
Yes.
And it's just now
being embraced.
Yeah. Within the last, few years?
Yes. And they think they doing us something because you just embraced it. Boo, I embraced my curves many years ago. You better stop
31 years ago.
Okay. 42. All right. We're going to take it.
Yes.
Embraced it a long time ago. So then that comes back to that communication. Like, I need to be with somebody who respects the way that I may dress sometimes.
Yeah.
I may not always look like Aisha, the caseworker. I may out there looking like Aisha making the stallion. Okay. Curves and everything.
Like I used to tell my friends, I'm a teacher Monday through Friday till 3:30. When I do on the weekends, nobody business.
It's nobody business. And that's okay, because as we get older, it's okay to have your life as your business. Yeah. It's okay. I don't have to communicate with everybody what I'm doing. Just know that I'm safe. I send messages to my siblings. Hey, this is where I'm going to be. And I want you to know, just in case something happens, you always will know where I'm at.
That's communication.
That's communication.
See, my sisters and my best friend, they have my location. So when I'm moving, they're watching me like the Sims game.
Girl, quick story, girl. I used to have my location on my phone where my daughter can track me. I had to turn that thing off. Because I forgot one weekend I was nicely out enjoying myself. This girl said, "Why are you in Charlotte?" "How you know I'm in Charlotte?" "Oh, the tracker. Let me go on and mute this." Pause. So I just tell my siblings, this is where I'm going to be. Even if it's work status, like going away on trainings, on conferences, as a woman, we always need to be protected. Yeah. We always got to know.
It's too much going on.
It is. It is. And so, like, girl, let's even talk about communication as far as learning when to be quiet.
I definitely have a problem. Because I always got something to say. Always. And I just feel like I got to have the last word all the time. I mean, I'm still working on that. Yeah. But, I mean, you got something to say, I got something to say. That's how I feel.
Right.
And even though it's not the right way, sometimes I just let that rule slip back.
But I think it comes with growth.
It does.
It's not easy. The older I've gotten, the more humble I am. And no, don't take that as a weakness. Now, that's not being weakness. It's just saying, I'm going to process this for a couple of days, because if I don't, I'm going to go off. And it's giving warnings like, I think you might need to stop. I think you might need to chill out. We're going to end this conversation right now. Now, if you don't take heed of the warning, the bull and the Taurus in me is going to come out. So, but I am going to warn you. Sometimes when you're quiet, it's kind of hard, even though inside you be like, inside I'm burned up. Inside I'm
biting your tongue, biting your jaw, because you want to say something so bad.
In my mind, I done talked about your mama, your auntie, Nene, and Pookie, and them, all of them in my mind. But in my outside, I'm just like, okay. But when it's quiet, is we listening? Are we quiet because we want to respond? Or are we just quiet because?
Right. Are you taking that time in to listen to understand their point of view? Or are you taking this time in to get your cuss out?
What you think?
Together. Me personally, yeah, I'm taking this time to cuss you out.
To get you out. Like, you trying to get all the words, like, this is what I'm going to say, and then bam, bam, bam. And then next time when I see you again, I'm going to say bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. And see, with me, when I get quiet, it's my whole shift of energy change. It's the whole vibe. You can just tell, like, yeah, she about to cuss you out real bad. Real bad.
So now I'm speaking in the Aisha today. The Aisha today quietness means I'm trying to process what you said so I can respond.
Right.
The right way. Because like I said, in my mind, I done probably chin checked you. I done chopped you in your medulla. Was it the medulla oblongata? Like right here. I done did all that stuff. But my response is so that I can respond to you the right way.
Right.
So like my daughter gets on me, for example, my daughter gets on me all the time. Because she be like, "Ma, you didn't say nothing. You walked away." I have to. And my say so nothing could go on for like 2 or 3 days. I need to sit on it.
I can't hold it in.
I need to sit on it.
My boyfriend and I, we have conversations, and he's very blunt. Very blunt. So sometimes,
Jesus,
it's sad.
Oh, gosh.
So sometimes he'll send me a message or we're talking, and the first response is the old DM from back in the day. I'm ready to cuss him out and say what I got to say. And I literally have to internalize like, D'Amber, are you listening to hear what he got to say and to understand where he's coming from? And I have to repeat that several times so I could calm down. Then I'm like, you know what? I see what you're saying, but I always end up with the but. It's always the but because I gotta get a little bit. You can't just give it all to me. I'm still working on it.
Right.
So I ain't gonna say I'm perfect at all.
It's that talking to yourself. I do it too.
I have to.
You have to. But don't say but though. Because when you say but, it negates everything you just said. Say however. That's how you
sounds better.
It sounds better.
Your word.
However. I hear you. I understand what you're trying to say. Thank you for that good advice. However, see how that sounds? You like that? Use that. Yeah. However, and if you want to make it really good, put it in caps. However, this is how I feel. So
that's communication.
That's communication. But it's throwing in that social work skills. You acknowledge. Come on, I'm make sure like I'm in a session. I'm acknowledging what you said.
I understand.
I am understanding that you have a problem with what I did.
I'm going to show you empathy.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening to you fully. However, this.
It flows better.
Use that. I use it all the time. However, I do it so much that I don't even have add it to your butt. D'Amber, I do it so much I have a facial expression. I don't even have to say it. I hear you. However, see that however look? However. Because that sometimes when you get so mad and people be like, okay, well, you're silent. You're really not listening because you're mad. So you got to get to the point that's why I have to sit on stuff. And it'd be like, one time I sat on stuff, I promise you, for a good week.
See, no.
I had to like sit on it and sit on it and sit on it because people know I'm as nice as you can make me. But once you get me mad, there's no going back.
Yeah.
And once that one little teardrop, that's a wrap.
See, I can't sit on stuff that long. Maybe because I don't believe in going to bed upset, regardless of what happened, whether it's with the relationship, something at work, a friend. Before I lay down and rest my eyes, we're gonna have to either talk it out or get to a point where we're both communicating a little bit, and then we can pick it back up. But me sitting on it for a couple of days without saying something, that's not gonna happen. However, I'm gonna have to add however because I'm not sitting on for a couple of days. We're not gonna sit on it. That's too much of my time, too much of my energy. I got other stuff to do. I can't do that.
What about, girl? This is a good one. What about communication when the woman is the head?
Like head of the
relationship. Making more money, have more stuff. Because some men, they don't like that. Mm-mm. They intimidated by that.
Oh, definitely. I was dating a guy a couple years ago who he wasn't, I guess because I went to school, I have a master's, and I'm not gloating. I don't ever gloat to people.
Right.
Because it's hard work. And people have different paths. College is not for everybody.
Right.
But he just was just telling me, like, why do you want to talk to me? I'm not on the level. I do this, I do that. I mean, eventually, of course, it didn't work out. But that wasn't the reason why.
Right.
But I think it messes with a man's self-esteem. It really does. And you really have to be a secure man.
Right.
Understand, okay, she may be making more money. She may be doing this. But I can still come home and help her out. I can still come home and do that.
Other ways.
Yeah, it's other ways to show up in the relationship. Not always financially. But in society today, they look at men as, if you don't have the financial status to do something, I don't want to talk to you. It's so many females that, well, let me not say females because people might take that wrong. So many women that
titles. We try to respect titles
here. We are. So many women who live a certain way, but have these outrageous expectations and then get upset.
Right.
You can't do that. You gotta meet them in the middle somewhere.
Right. Right.
So that's how I feel.
So, excuse me, in my single life, I've been told many, many times that I can be intimidating. And I think I don't think, I know it's because I'm very confident in what I stand in, because I had to work hard. Like, my mother instilled that in me and my siblings. Like, we have to work for what we have. We have to work for what we want.
So you can enjoy it.
So that we can enjoy it. Now, granted, am I a little spoiled? Yes, my siblings might say just a tiny little bit. I might be, but I still work for everything that I wanted, everything that I've accomplished. So sometimes the men will come in seeing what I've already accomplished and be intimidated. However, can I say, but you don't know the struggle that I had to go through?
They don't care.
They don't care.
That's because they walk together in their life. That ain't nothing to do with you. They ain't got nothing to do with me.
And they look down on their status.
Yeah.
Well, how? Like, I had an ex that, that we was in a relationship, and I used to tell him many, many times, like, what if I was placed in your life to help you come up, to show you how to, there's other ways to getting stuff just by my love and support, or I can show you different ways. Just like, it's a reason why I'm in your life. It's the reason why you're in my life. Whether it's for a season, well, clearly it wasn't a lifetime. Okay. So at that time, I thought it was a lifetime, but they don't want to hear that. And so when you are an accomplished, and I speak successful, I love, being able to own my own paint and design studio. I work 2 jobs. I'm not balling, but you would never know the way how I walk in a room.
Right.
However, I shouldn't have to like down myself.
Oh, never.
To down myself to make him feel good. And it could be vice versa. Some women are like that too. They would rather they get intimidated if the guy is on her. Please be on whatever. It doesn't matter whatever status that he is on. Because in a relationship, we're supposed to build together.
Exactly.
We're supposed to build. If I have something and you don't have it, well, let's build together so that we can get there together. Let's retire. Let's not have to work for nobody else. Let's build each other businesses up. That's what happens when you get in those other stages
of life
and growth.
Yeah, because I've never downplayed. Well, let me not say never. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, before I had my self-confidence, and built myself up, because I did have low self-esteem, and I was dealing with men, with boys that felt like because I was plus size that they could talk to me or do to me whatever they wanted. Right. But that ain't last long at all. But I'm not saying like I'm better than anybody, but I definitely hold myself to a higher standard that I know. Like, I can take care of myself. I can provide for myself. I provide for my son. So, no, I'm not looking at what you can do financially. That's going to be a plus regardless of anything. But how you come, I'm not going to sit here and talk to somebody who, not to say it's beneath me, but not even meeting me where I'm at. Exactly. I wouldn't even set myself up for that. Mm-hmm.
And we can't. Mm-mm. And we can't. My mom always taught me that when I wanted to step out and move out on my own and be on my own and be in these relationships. And she always said, she used to be like, Aisha, make sure when you're in that place with him, that regardless of what happened, you can be able to cover.
Yes, sir.
Just in case.
Yes.
And that's where that communication come in. Like, okay, we're gonna have this house together. We're gonna build this life together. What are we doing? What's our parts? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What do you want me to do? What is your half? What is my half?
Right.
Or if you are that type of man, you say, well, I'm gonna do everything. Okay, well, what else do you need me to do? While you're maintaining the household, what do you need me to do? Grocery shopping, clothes shopping.
And that's
That's communication.
And what works for your relationship, what works for your household, may not work for everybody else. That ain't nobody's business.
Girl, you don't need to know what we're doing over here.
Nobody's business. We happy.
We're happy.
And that's all that matters.
You see this smile? You see the smile on my
At the end
face?
of the day.
At the end of the day, that's all that matters. Because what people like to do, they try to take that toxic, because that's what it is, toxic communication, and use that against you. Or try to destroy your relationship because they bitter, because they're not in a
Because
relationship.
misery likes company.
Misery likes company.
Or people project their fears onto you.
Onto you.
I've learned over the past 2 years that I can't share my happiness with everybody.
Mm.
And it's sad because I used to be a people pleaser, but I have a really big heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I help people. I like to talk to people. Like I said, I have friends from different walks of life. But I can tell with certain people that I considered a friend,
Right.
we have either went through a growth spurt as far as us growing apart, or that friend is not going to be happy for me if I tell them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is sad because you shouldn't associate with people like that.
Right.
But it is what it is. You can't share everything with everybody.
You really can't. And that's, let me say some quick story. Y'all don't laugh at me. Don't judge me. Judge your best friend. I was talking with a guy, and he lived in another state. And at that time, I'm not big on social media. I'm big on social media when it comes to myself and my business. But when it comes to relationships, I'm not big on social media. But at this time, he convinced me to let's put our relationship out there, change our status. And I'm like, all right, well, all that. Okay, boo, that's cute. Okay, I'll do it. So we did it. We come, back and forth, family, friends. Oh, y'all look cute. We're going on vacations. And girl, I had a cousin. Well, I wouldn't even call her biologically, she would be my cousin. Okay. But in reality, she's not. And what happened was she would always be on our posts. Oh, yeah, guys are cute. And I didn't really know her. So I, took it as, okay, I'm going to get to know another part of my family.
Right.
So when we got in an argument and we decided to cut it loose, me reaching out to family members like, hey, don't respond to nothing he said. We kind of not the Hunty. She took that as a let me go slip in the DM.
Ooh.
Let me go slip in the DM. And she slipped in his DM. And how I found out was I was at a training and I noticed stuff was being posted, but I couldn't see no more tags. And it was like stuff posted between him and her. And I'm like, wait a minute. Not only did you go behind my back, because how do you know this was not a cool off period? Because we was mad. You are supposed to be my family biologically, and you slipped in his DM. And he let you slip in his DM. So, you know what that taught me? Shut up. Shut up about stuff. Because he's doing this for me, and we're doing this, and we're going here. Girl, the boo selfies, doing all that. And that taught me shut up.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
You have to shut up. And
it's sad. You shouldn't have to, but people are jealous and they don't care.
Okay.
They don't care. They just want you to hurt because they hurt.
And then they say, oh, well, she doing good. He doing this for her. Oh, he can do that for me.
But I always say, and vice versa, different people bring out different results.
Mm-hmm. That part. Because what you got from him may not be what I got from him.
And you don't know what I had to do to get there. You don't know if he cheating on me behind my back, hitting me up inside the wall. I'm paying all the bills. I'm the one paying. You don't know. You don't know.
You just see the selfies. You just see the selfies.
Always.
So that's when I learned that. So now, and this was years ago. From there, you have not seen any relationship of mine posted. Y'all not gonna see nothing until y'all see me in that dress with the tiara on. Family standing behind me. Mm-hmm. That's what y'all gonna see. That's the only time you're gonna see me posted, because I've been burnt before,
and I understand that.
And it's nothing like family burnt. What? This wasn't a friend. This wasn't a random. This was somebody
that's blood.
That's supposed to be blood.
That's the worst.
That's
but
the worst.
Family hate on you worse than anybody. Yes. You'll have supporters that are strangers versus your own
family. Because they so used to seeing you single. And so when you're not single, they want to bring up old stories. Aisha, you remember when you went? Come on now. That ain't even him. Or you on the phone with him and his name is David. Oh, is that Michael? Come on.
Oh, my aunt.
That was come on.
So bad.
Like, oh, that's what we doing?
She does that so bad. And we just look at her like, really? We just told you. But she do it to all her kids. All her kids and me. She'll be bringing up old exes and what's his name again? Is that? No, it's not. We done briefed you for an hour on who was coming over here. And you just called this man a different man name in his face. Now he looking at me like, who is this?
God.
Had to excuse.
And you know my family. My family is so supportive, girl. You never know. You come to a family function and the ex is sitting at the cookout. You be like, wait, nobody didn't tell me. Wait, this is my new boo. Wait. And then the old boo sitting. Oh, we're not gonna put that in a family chat.
You gotta give a heads up.
Can you give me a heads up?
I'm the type, if I stop talking to somebody, everybody needs to stop talking to them.
I'm like that. Well, I used to be. Now I do have one that I do call my BFF, and he comes to everything, and that's okay because we basically been friends since 16. But from minus him, I'm the same way. Like I
had to learn that with my son's father. Because he's from a different state and he didn't have family or whatever, he took in my family. Yeah. So after we had our big falling out and I moved and everything, he literally kept in contact with my aunts and my uncles, and I had to call her like, what is you doing?
No, we don't do that.
We don't talk to him. We're not talking to him. And at the time, I had a restraining order against him for personal reasons. So it was like, she was communicating stuff to me through him, and so I was like, yeah, no, y'all need to start talking. But then I got to a point I was like, it's not gonna stop. So I distanced myself, because it wasn't good for me. It wasn't healthy for me. So.
Right. You ever seen that Kevin Hart TikTok, that best friend? He said, when I don't like nobody, you don't like nobody.
Exactly.
I'm call my sister all the time. Don't talk to that person. We don't like him. We don't talk to him. I don't care.
Friends, no friends. I don't care if he was fixing anything.
Calling all the besties. We don't talk to him. You pretend you don't see him at the grocery store.
Don't talk.
Don't do nothing.
And I hate that. Especially when you get into a new relationship. That's when everybody want to start popping. Like, where was you at a year and a half ago when I was single?
That part. Come in the DMs. Hey, boo. No. Her name is Aisha.
I had a guy I was dealing with before my relationship now. And I definitely cut him off months ago. He literally was calling and hitting my best friend up to find out where I was at. I'm like, sir, that is called stalking. Leave me alone. And that's illegal. Yeah.
You gotta throw them legal terms out there.
She had to tell him, like, she is happy. Leave her alone and stop messaging me. It's weird.
It's just like all the toxic communication that probably went on in the past relationship. When they start seeing you, and they don't even have to see you, they could just have heard.
Everything gonna come
heard. Then all of a sudden they miss you. Oh, what you doing? How's your day? I'm petty. Oh, my day is awesome. I'm sitting here with my man right now. Would you like to say hello to him? Like, cause you gotta be that direct. That communication gotta be that direct because, and this goes for men and women. There's some female stalkers.
Or, we used to be friends back. I don't care.
I don't care.
Y'all went to elementary school together and none of that.
I don't care if your mama was his English teacher. I
really do not care.
Y'all could have sung on a choir. Acapella. I don't care. Guess what?
What conversation do y'all need to have that I don't even know about? That's how I am. But that's something different. That's
communication.
Yeah.
That's what that is. And that comes with communicating. Like, hey, when we go out, 9 times out of 10, if I'm not busy and we're in the same state, we're going out together. And he got to either say, well, I don't feel comfortable or I don't. Now, I'm the same person. I don't have to go out with you all the time because I do like to go out with my friends, or I'm busy and I have stuff that I have to do, as long as that communication is open,
Right.
I'm okay with that. But I don't have to be up under you, and you doggone sure don't have to be up under me.
Now, is this in the dating stage?
Is it the dating or the courting stage?
Because I'm clingy.
You're clingy? Damn, let me find out. I gotta pluck you. You clingy?
I mean, in the
How did that look? How did that look, damn? Why I got uncomfortable like you clinging on me? How did that look?
I mean, in the dating stage.
In the dating stage. Okay.
People have to understand it is okay when you're dating to date people. Until the person
is established.
Yes. Is saying we are dating exclusively. Let the teammates play. Date.
Because that's part of single life.
That's single. Now, I'm not clingy in that stage.
You're not clingy in that stage. No. Because you're still open.
In the courting stage, as we're getting together and learning more. Yeah.
How did that look like, that thing? What's that? Clingy.
So let's say, for example, because me and my cousins, we love to get together and have girl nights. We have a party or something like that. So we could be hanging out and have a whole night plan. If my man called me, what you doing? Y'all, I got to go.
Yeah, that's that take the
See y'all. See y'all later. I'm going to text you when I get there. I'm leaving.
Oh, absolutely.
Or we just chilling and we hanging out. What you doing? Nothing. Chilling in the house. You want to? I don't want to go nowhere. I'm up under this man.
I'm up under him. Okay, because you were scaring me.
No, not the dating stage.
I thought the clinginess was like every time he took a step, you took a step.
Oh, no.
Okay. I thought I had to use my coping skills, my social working skills on you.
I do need space.
You do need space. Yeah. Okay.
And I understand. I could go out with my girls. He can go out if he wants to with his friends. I'm not the type that, well, FaceTime me while you at the club, man. Let me see.
Don't FaceTime me because you don't know what you're going to see.
Go have fun. Be home at a decent time. Vice versa. We good.
I mean, now that you describe what your clinginess is, because I was a little scared, I can see that. Because, now, especially with like long distance dating, so when you finally do see that person, that clinginess, because you haven't seen that person in so long, I can see that.
Right. And it's different if you're staying with that person.
Right. Versus he lives somewhere else and you live here. So when that time comes, you're like, oh, I'm dishes. I'm out. My bag just packed.
Phone
don't call me.
Location on.
Don't call me unless it's emergency. And my house better be on fire. And there better be an ambulance in my yard. And the sheriff better be behind the ambulance. That's the reason why you calling me. Because other than that, I'm with my man.
Don't
bother me. I think that's the clinginess that comes to me. However, I do like my space. I prefer him to like his own space. Right. And
you establish that.
That's what that communication. Establish that. So guys, we're up to the part where we do social media questions. So please hit us up with any type of questions that you may have. You can follow me on Facebook with Aisha Anderson, or my Instagram at divastyles_ear candies with any social media questions that you may have. So I have 2 for today. My first social media question was, is communication different for men versus women? What you think?
I don't think communication is different. I feel like the perception and depending on the circumstances are different. Because communication on the table, whatever this black and white is, you have to communicate. But it's how you deliver it, your tone, and you can't really worry about how somebody's perceiving it.
Right.
But I don't feel like it's different for men.
I do a little bit, only because women, we tend to speak out of emotion. Yeah. And men, to me, do not speak out of emotion all the time, depending, not all men, but women tend to sometimes speak out of emotion. So our communication might be forefront, and then the men might not always be forefront. Because we may feel like, oh, we got to say this, we got to get this out.
Right. Or they may answer a way we don't like it.
Right.
We're expressing ourselves or communicating stuff, and it's emotional, like you said. And they might give all right, I could change that.
Right.
And you want to hear to be deep.
Right.
He might not be deep. That's his communication style. So I see what you're saying. The communication styles.
Yeah, it might be different. He might be blunt. Like real blunt.
And if you can't take
and if you can't take it, girl, you're gonna be like crying.
Like me.
Yeah. So it's like he might be blunt and you might not be blunt. So he might say something, you be like, what did you say to me? Or add this to you. The audacity. The audacity.
And people have a lot of
that part. So I do think that it is different between men and women. So thank you for that social media question. So we have a second social media question. This is coming from a man DMer. So this man wanted to know, why do women not take accountability when the man is being honest up front? And why do they basically be in their feelings?
Speaking from experience and just speaking because we're emotional. We're emotional creatures. And if you don't have the mindset to listen and to understand, it's going to take it wrong. And I mean, a man is going to tell you up front what they want, what they're looking for, whether they're using those exact words or showing you. So it's up to you to see that. Now, if you have a guy that is telling you, look, all I want to do is have sex on Wednesdays. That's it. That's all I want to do. And you agree to that. And this is for an example. and you agree to that. And then you get your feelings involved, that's on you. That's your fault. Because he clearly stated to you what he wanted. So you can't be upset with him. Oh, he's playing with my emotions. He's playing with my feelings. No, he told you straight up what he wanted. So that's on you.
I think accountability is the key. Some women, since this is a man question, so I'm directed to saying women. Some women do not like to take accountability of what they said, what they're done, what they're expressing. So then you want to be in your feelings. You want to be mad because he expressed how he felt, or maybe you didn't do something that he didn't like, so that he's expressing those feelings to you. Could be in a blunt way. It could be in a way that he don't like, and you don't want to accept it. So now you're in your feelings. So this is just me, my opinion, is that I think that happens when some women don't like to hear no. And they train to not want to hear no. They train to not want to listen to another part. Or they forget the feminine and the masculine role in the relationship. So then they get in their feelings and they don't want to take accountability. Like, no, you just told me last week that this, and this, but now you forgetful. I ain't say that last week. I ain't do that last week. But then you mad when he pull up receipts because it's all in his text messages. And you still don't want to take accountability. So that's the inner thing. That's an inner issue. That's something that women is going to have to learn, that in order to be in a respectful and adult relationship, you're going to have to take accountability.
And apologize.
And forgive and move on. So
communication.
So that goes back to communication. So my king, I hope that we answered that question for you. Thank you for your social media question. I'm excited. Thank you for joining us today for Sex and Mentality on the Mental Wealth Lifestyle channel. We're going to be coming to you every week with a different topic. Please hit us up for social media questions. Next week, we'll be talking about sex stigmas and relationships. So come back, join us, send us questions, and let's talk about it. Until then, guys, this is Aisha, and we'll see you next week.